Elon Musk just did something nobody saw coming. After years of roasting Donald Trump, mocking him on Twitter, and calling for new leadership, Musk now says, he went too far. That's right, the world's richest man is walking back his attacks on the most controversial president in modern history. But why? Is Musk planning a political alliance? Or is this just another billionaire power move? Behind the scenes, private meetings, hidden agendas, and a shifting political battlefield are all coming into play, and you won't believe who's really pulling the strings. This isn't just about words. It's about money, influence, and possibly, the next president of the United States. For the full story, head over to my channel Behind the Billions and don't forget to subscribe, because this story is just getting started. I went too far. That's not the kind of sentence you expect from Elon Musk, the billionaire tech tycoon known for being bold, brash, and unapologetically himself. But those 4 words have taken the internet by storm, shaking up political conversations and surprising even Musk's most loyal fans. For years, Elon Musk has never been shy about expressing exactly how he feels, whether it's about climate change, artificial intelligence, or even politicians. Especially one politician in particular, Donald J. Trump. Musk and Trump have had a roller coaster of a relationship, and for the longest time, it looked like Musk wanted nothing to do with the former president. He took jabs at Trump's personality, his leadership, and even his future political ambitions. In 2022, Musk famously posted that Trump should sail into the sunset, and said he didn't think Trump was fit to lead the country again. So when Musk recently admitted that his criticisms may have gone too far, it stopped people in their tracks. Why the change of heart? Why now? And most importantly, what does he really mean by that? In a podcast appearance that quickly went viral, Musk reflected on his past statements about Trump and suggested that he may have been too aggressive in his public criticism. He didn't exactly walk everything back, but his tone was measured, thoughtful, and surprisingly humble. He said, "I think some of my past comments about Trump were more emotional than rational. In hindsight, I probably should have kept it more neutral. It wasn't helpful." That's a major shift from the Elon Musk we're used to seeing, the one who fires off tweets at 2 a.m., calls out journalists, and openly mocks political leaders with memes. The billionaire who bought Twitter, now called X, in the name of free speech is now the one showing a bit of restraint? That's rare. And this sudden pivot is raising eyebrows for one big reason: Elon Musk doesn't just say things without purpose. When he speaks, especially about politics, there's usually strategy behind it. Some are calling this move smart politics. Others are calling it damage control. And a few are wondering if something much bigger is happening behind the scenes, like Musk setting the stage to work with Trump in some way, or even support him in the 2024 election. Whatever the motive, one thing's clear: Elon Musk's admission that he may have gone too far isn't just a personal moment, it's a powerful signal. It tells us that the dynamics between two of the most powerful men in America may be shifting. And if history tells us anything, when Musk changes course, the ripple effects are massive. So buckle up, this story is just getting started. A history of clashes, Musk versus Trump. To really understand why Elon Musk's recent comments are such a shock, we have to rewind and look at the rocky history between him and Donald Trump. Because this isn't just a minor disagreement between two famous guys, this is a public rivalry that's played out over years, and across platforms. Let's start in 2017. Back then, things looked surprisingly friendly. Musk actually joined two of Trump's business advisory councils when Trump first became president. It was a move that raised eyebrows. Why would a forward-thinking tech entrepreneur want to be aligned with a president who was openly skeptical about climate change? But Musk said he believed it was better to be at the table, to influence policy from within. That didn't last long. Just a few months in, Trump pulled the U.S. out of the Paris Climate Accord, and Musk immediately resigned from both councils. He called the decision not good for America or the world. That's when the cracks started to show. Fast forward to the pandemic in 2020. Elon Musk was loudly opposing lockdowns, calling them fascist and demanding America reopen. Trump, oddly enough, was still backing certain lockdown policies and health measures. Once again, the two found themselves on opposite ends. But things really blew up in 2021, after the January 6 Capitol riot. Trump was banned from Twitter, and Musk, though not the owner yet, strongly criticized the move, calling it a dangerous precedent for censorship. He didn't say he supported Trump's actions, but he didn't support the ban either. Still, the major turning point came in 2022, after Musk bought Twitter, now called X. That's when he became much more vocal about politics and started criticizing Trump more directly. In July of that year, Musk tweeted that it was time for Trump to hang up his hat and ride into the sunset. He called Trump's behavior divisive and said he should step aside for younger leaders. Trump, of course, didn't take that lying down. At a rally just days later, Trump mocked Musk, calling him a bullsh*t artist, and even claiming Musk begged him for government help when he was president, something Musk denied. The two began trading jabs online, and what was once a polite distance turned into open hostility. The feud was everywhere. Trump on stage calling Musk names. Musk on Twitter throwing shade. Headlines framing it as tech versus politics, Tesla versus MAGA, and even the billionaire war. At one point, Musk even said he would support Florida Governor Ron DeSantis in the 2024 race instead of Trump, a bold declaration that deepened the divide. So when Musk recently said his criticisms of Trump went too far, it wasn't a small statement. It was a dramatic reversal of years of tension. After everything they've said, all the shots they've fired, is peace really possible? It's a question that has both political insiders and the public watching closely. Because if two of the most powerful men in America can go from rivals to allies, it could reshape the entire political landscape. Why the sudden change? Elon Musk's unexpected admission that he may have gone too far in criticizing Donald Trump raised more than a few eyebrows. For someone known to double down on controversial opinions, Musk's apparent softening came as a surprise. So what triggered this sudden shift in tone? While Musk didn't offer a detailed explanation, many observers believe this wasn't just a moment of reflection, it was a calculated move. Elon Musk has always been strategic about how and when he speaks. He doesn't just talk, he positions. And in this case, his positioning seems to align with a changing political and business climate. Over the past year, Musk has grown increasingly critical of the Biden administration, especially in areas that directly impact his businesses. He's blasted President Biden's approach to electric vehicle mandates, criticized government overreach in regulating artificial intelligence, and voiced frustration over immigration and economic policy. These stances have drawn him closer to conservative figures and voters, the very base that Trump dominates. But Musk isn't necessarily becoming a Trump supporter. Instead, he appears to be realigning himself with the broader conservative movement. By dialing down his attacks on Trump, Musk may be trying to avoid alienating a large segment of the political right, especially as Trump continues to hold strong influence over the Republican Party heading into the 2024 election. Adding more intrigue to the situation is the report that Musk and Trump held a private meeting earlier this year. Though the contents of the meeting were never officially disclosed, it's been widely speculated that they discussed everything from social media and censorship to political endorsements and economic policies. The timing of Musk's softened stance shortly after that meeting is no coincidence. There's also the business angle. Musk's ventures, SpaceX, Tesla, Neuralink, and X, formerly Twitter, are deeply affected by government policy. SpaceX relies on federal contracts. Tesla's future depends on global climate initiatives. And X is at the center of every major debate about online speech and platform responsibility. Aligning with, or at least avoiding open war with, powerful political figures like Trump could be a tactical move to protect and advance those interests. Another layer to consider is Musk's ambition to make X a major platform for political discussion. He's floated the idea of hosting town halls or political debates on X. If he's serious about turning the platform into a credible media powerhouse, keeping doors open, even with former rivals, may be essential. In the end, this shift may be less about personal regret and more about power dynamics. Musk isn't apologizing because he changed his mind about Trump's character. He may simply recognize that the landscape is evolving, and to stay influential, he needs to evolve with it. Whether this is the start of a political alliance or just a strategic pause in hostilities, it's clear that Musk's recalibration is meant to serve a bigger purpose. And whatever that purpose is, it's bound to have far-reaching consequences. How the public reacted. Elon Musk's comment that his past criticisms of Donald Trump went too far sparked a massive and immediate response from the public, and the reactions were anything but subtle. The internet, particularly on platforms like X, formerly Twitter, exploded with opinions, speculation, and analysis. People from all ends of the political spectrum had something to say, and not all of it was flattering. For many Trump supporters, Musk's statement felt like a long-awaited vindication. They interpreted his words as an admission that he had misjudged the former president. Some welcomed him back with open arms, saying things like, "Finally, Elon sees the truth," or "Musk is waking up." Among the pro-Trump base, the comment was seen as a potential sign that Musk could eventually endorse Trump or at least stop opposing him publicly. It added fuel to the idea that Trump's influence remained strong, even among high-profile elites who had previously distanced themselves. However, not everyone viewed Musk's remark in such a positive light. Critics, particularly those on the left and many centrists, accused him of being opportunistic. They argued that Musk wasn't genuinely apologetic, but rather making a calculated move to stay in the good graces of Trump's massive and loyal voter base. Some said it was a business decision, aimed at protecting his company's and social media presence from backlash. Progressive voices were especially vocal. They accused Musk of flip-flopping, pointing out that he had previously condemned Trump's divisive behavior and encouraged political figures to move on from the former president. One common sentiment was that Musk's apology was hollow, a convenient backtrack made not out of principle, but out of self-interest. Even among Musk supporters, there was confusion. Some questioned whether this meant he would now endorse Trump in 2024. Others wondered if this was part of a larger strategy to make X more politically neutral, or more aligned with free speech and conservative values. But there was no clear consensus. Musk's unpredictability left people guessing. Interestingly, Donald Trump himself remained silent in the immediate aftermath of Musk's comment. While Trump is known for his fiery and often impulsive reactions, he did not respond publicly, at least not right away. This silence only added to the suspense. Was Trump waiting for a better moment? Was he weighing whether to embrace Musk again? Or was he simply ignoring the olive branch? Political commentators and media outlets quickly picked up on the story, analyzing it from every angle. Some suggested this could signal a shift in political alliances, especially as the 2024 election draws near. Others speculated it might be the beginning of a quiet truce between two of the most influential figures in American culture and politics. Ultimately, the public reaction reflected the deeply polarized nature of today's political climate. Musk's single sentence managed to spark praise, backlash, and speculation, all at once. And in doing so, it reminded everyone of just how powerful his words can be, especially when they involve someone as controversial as Donald Trump. Alliance or another collision? Elon Musk's recent shift in tone toward Donald Trump has set the stage for one of the most unpredictable dynamics in modern politics. After years of criticism, mockery, and ideological differences, Musk's statement that he went too far in attacking Trump raises one major question: is this the start of an alliance, or just a pause before the next collision? To answer that, we have to consider the bigger picture. Both Musk and Trump are not just personalities, they are powerful brands. Each commands tens of millions of followers, shapes public opinion, and dominates media headlines. But they also share something deeper, a love for disruption. They've both made their careers by breaking rules, challenging elites, and rejecting political correctness. That makes them natural allies in some ways, but also potential rivals. For now, there seems to be a fragile truce. Musk has toned down his criticism. Trump has stayed publicly silent. But beneath the surface, a strategic calculation is unfolding. Trump is deep in the fight for the Republican nomination and, potentially, another presidency. Musk, meanwhile, is trying to grow X into a political force, expand his influence in Washington, and protect the interests of his companies in a highly polarized world. If they can align on issues like free speech, censorship, economic growth, and national innovation, there's a strong possibility that they could become unlikely allies. Musk could use his platform to boost conservative voices and candidates, not necessarily by endorsing Trump, but by giving him space to speak uncensored. Trump, in turn, could use that visibility to re-energize his base through one of the most powerful social platforms online. But make no mistake, this alliance, if it forms, will be built on convenience, not loyalty. Musk is famously independent. He doesn't like being tied down to one ideology or political party. If Trump says or does something Musk finds intolerable, especially something that threatens his business interests or personal values, the gloves could come off again just as quickly. There's also the possibility that Musk is using this softer stance as a way to maintain access and leverage, keeping communication open without fully committing. He may never formally endorse Trump but could still shape the conversation around the 2024 race. And Trump, always aware of the spotlight, may welcome the connection, as long as it benefits him. What makes this situation so compelling is the uncertainty. Musk and Trump are both volatile, opinionated, and driven by ego as much as ideology. One unexpected tweet, one sharp remark, or one controversial event could undo the entire reset overnight. So what happens next? Will we see Musk and Trump appear together in a high-profile interview on X? Could Musk play a role in shaping the GOP narrative? Or will tensions rise again, leading to another very public fallout? Only time will tell. But one thing is certain. When two of the most influential and unpredictable figures in America start circling the same orbit, the outcome is never boring, and the consequences are always far-reaching.